Bob came out, you know, and there's just all kinds of noise. He said, please mute Dick, you know. I had about another 30 seconds before I had to pack up and get out anyway. So,
Good trip.
yeah. It really was. How all that electricity gets to us. And I had a nice chat with Gary Hansen, the PUC commissioner. Interesting too.
Are they ready for solar?
Yeah, you know, those guys are pretty much, and he was there. And this was at the Capitol in Pierre. And one of their new lawyers were there. And she was really up to date on solar stuff. I was impressed.
All right, well, it's about that time, so I'll call the meeting to order and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, roll call.
Mochler.
Here.
Graylow.
Here.
Smith.
Here.
Teasy.
Here.
Hammond.
Here.
All right, any conflicts of interest to declare? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yeah, we need to remove Rod. He doesn't have those right-of-way applications.
Okay, so we'll get rid of 9:15. All right. So we've removed Rod from the agenda. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
I,
Opposed? Motion carries. There, see approval, motion to approve the minutes.
so moved. Second.
So motion and a second, and I'd like to make one correction, which is that I voted no on the solar ordinance.
Okay.
So would you like to, do we have to amend the motion?
I'll approve, motion to approve the minutes with that amendment. Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
I,
Opposed? Motion carries. Are there any visitors to be heard? There are no visitors, then Drew, you've got the floor. First reading of the proposed amendment to the zoning ordinance, and it's a request to rezone land on Highway 19.
I asked Mr. Thien here, to apply for a reason on the list of properties along Highway 50 and 19 that I've been trying to get rezoned and cleaned up. I didn't realize this before, he was technically covered under agribusiness. I didn't put that together. When I saw the well business, I didn't put two and two together there. When I asked him, we did discuss that in the planning meeting. I still do think commercial is a good fit for him as his business has expanded and he's doing great, and it's along one of our major highway corridors. So that is why I asked. I still think it's a good idea. Also, last night I was thinking that if we're gonna have solar in this area too, having something that's a little cloudy in zoning, I'd rather have that cleaned up before we start.
That makes sense.
That's where
Makes
I'm at.
sense.
And so agribusiness is permitted in both A1 and commercial, or I was thinking in commercial, it was a conditional use permit. I was wondering how that was. Am I mistaken about that?
I don't have that in front of me. I don't know off the top of my head. Bring that. But for a, yeah, it might be a conditional use under that, but it also, I don't think it really follows purely in ag business, because why you might drill for.
Yeah, I was wondering about that
Yeah.
too. I was looking at what the it was retail service and products or something like that. And so I was like, well, what's it define the retail as? It looks like it's for personal stuff. So I was like, well, I could see him doing a personal well sometimes. And I was trying to guess, well, what's the bulk of the business? Is it primarily irrigation wells, I guess? Or
Having owned an identical business to that, doing all of the things that they do.
Yeah.
You do municipal pump, you do commercial, you do residential, you do farm, you
Yep.
do irrigation. So it's not strictly an ag business. It is a quite I'd consider it a quite
So
general.
general retail, and that was, because that
General
was one of the
retail
permitted ones. That's what I was wondering. Yep.
And it, even it wouldn't fit for a contractor's shop, but to a fair extent, that building is a contractor shop too, because you end up doing the same sort of activities at that site as if you were an electrician or a plumber or others, so.
So
it's-
retail
it-
trade or service is
I think that
is what
fits
this will
well.
fall under then. Yeah,
So I think the rezone is really appropriate.
sounds good. I move to approve the rezone.
Second.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
I moved to advance to a second reading. So
Second that.
apologize. Yep.
Okay, so there's a motion and a second to advance to the second reading. Is there any further discussion?
Yeah, does this raise these property taxes?
No, zoning does not affect property taxes at all. Zoning, no overlap ever.
So since it's a commercial lot now, it doesn't.
Doesn't, whatever the taxes that you got to talk to Lene, I don't. It just doesn't affect their taxes.
Okay. Because if he wasn't requesting it, and we were hoping he would do it, I would hate to force him to do it.
Yeah.
The mill levies are the same,
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
Zoning and taxes, we repeat that as often as we can to everybody, zoning and taxes.
They are, but they're close.
Yeah.
Other discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of advancing this to the second reading, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
County commission.
Like that.
There a motion to go into ditch board?
So moved.
Second.
The motion and a second to go into ditch board. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. You're on, Travis.
We're in ditch board. We've got a bill for $1,819.82 for inspections on Clay Creek ditch. Entertain a motion to approve.
So move.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Both same sign. Motion passes. And then the second bill was, there was a plugged culvert. And we cleaned out corn stalks and trees and debris out of the Yankton Clay ditch. So. And that's what,
This is just for dumping it in the,
landfill, yeah,
Yep.
$45.30.
I move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Pose same sign. Motion passes. That's all we have for ditch board. Entertain a motion to come out.
Move to come out of ditch board.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. We're in regular session. Betty?
All right. So we have vouchers to approve. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the vouchers. Any discussion?
Yeah, I see there's one for the RAFE program. Did we
Yes.
get to? We're supposed to go through those bills before we approve them. Correct?
So, they did send a bill from Holloway. And everything,
Is that the total bill then, or is that just partial?
I don't think it's the total yet. I've been keeping track of what we've paid out.
Okay.
And they still have some of the grant award left, so I don't think it's the total bill at this point.
That was my only.
Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. So we have resolution for 2024-14 employer election to adopt longevity pay. So this would be for employees who have been here over 20 years. And each year on the the pay date following their anniversary date, they would receive 40 cents an hour wage increase.
I move to approve resolution 2024-14.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I was hoping we could table it. Department heads want to have a discussion on this. They'd
Okay.
like to have they'd like to look at the pay scale and everything. Plus, I don't think we want to approve. I know last week I was, I was for it. I think we better see what the budget's gonna be before we approve something like this. We don't necessarily know if we can afford it yet.
Yeah, did we come up with numbers on of who we've got at 20 years and all those?
We have a total of, I believe, 5 employees that it would affect.
So would you like to make a motion to table?
Well, there's already a
Substitute.
motion, so do we have to recuse or rescind that one?
I think,
But
I
I
think
mean,
you
we
can
can
make a motion to
Yeah.
table while it's up for
Yeah,
discussion.
while it's on the floor, you can
Yep.
make a motion.
Okay,
to
I
table.
make a motion is table the right
Yeah.
thing we
Yeah.
want to do?
Yep.
Yeah,
And then we
Okay.
can pick it up later.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to table it for further discussion.
I'd second that.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to table. Any discussion?
well, I guess on the original motion or the original resolution, I was just wondering that whether this was the best way to address it. Would it be better to address the matrix itself, so it would extend out further than 20 years?
And that's what I heard from the department heads. They were wondering
They prefer
about
that.
fixing it. They just want to have the discussion.
Yeah, I think it's right to do that. I think it's right to make sure everybody's gets a chance to have some input in this that would be affected by it. And that's my thought, is that why would we put a Band-Aid on top of our payroll policy? Why not just fix the policy itself?
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion to table, say aye.
I,
Opposed? Motion to table carries. July meeting schedule.
Yes. So for my office on election year, it's always so hard for us to fit in vacations around the elections and the absentee voting. So July is kind of the month. I will be gone for the first meeting in July and also the second. And because it's budget time, I didn't really want to miss out on 2 meetings in July. So I'm wondering if we could move the second meeting until that 3rd week, because it is a 5 Tuesday month. I think it would still, that way we could still get our meetings in. And it wouldn't be too long between. If you all can make that work.
so you want to take the July 9th meeting and move it to July 16th?
Yeah, if that
Um,
works out.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Does it work with everybody's calendar?
It appears to at this time.
Yep, yep, we've all got them live in our hands here, so.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere.
I mean, I could miss it, but just with budget time, I thought, well, if we can reschedule it, I would prefer to do that.
What's the first July 2nd look like for everyone?
I don't have anything yet.
I'll be out of town, but I can zoom in, I imagine.
Mhm.
It's the week of the 4th.
Okay,
We are gonna have a really heavy agenda on the 25th. And so I kind of feel like the second won't have a whole lot on it.
Good.
Gonna be going to the hills the weekend before that, but I'm planning to be back for the meeting, I think so.
okay. So the proposal is, let's see, gotta go backwards. So the proposal is to meet on the 2nd, the 16th and the 30th of that month. Is that right? I don't think we need a formal vote on this. Is everybody in?
That's right.
agreement?
Well, I think we do if we're moving.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
okay. So is there a motion
I think we already.
Yeah, I
have
think,
that.
yeah, I think we had a motion and
Okay.
a second.
All right,
We all pulled their phones out.
okay, so any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
I,
Opposed? Motion carries. So we have changed our July meeting dates. Any Lake County Park business,
Nothing new, haven't had a meeting.
building project,
They're moving right along.
yeah. Joint jurisdiction. And is there any need for an executive session?
Yeah, contractual.
Okay, executive session contractual. Is there a motion?
And second.
It's a motion and a second to go into executive session. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
Excuse me.
Move to come out of executive session.
Second.
It's a motion and a second to come out of executive session. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there any further business?
Move to adjourn.
second.
There's a motion to adjourn and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
As